Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas in July. Day one. Merry Christmas. I love celebrating Christmas in July. Today is Thursday, July 25th, 2025. And because it is the 25th of July, we're celebrating our first day of Christmas in July. Now, what this video series is not a series of Christmas project videos. It is actually having nothing to do with Christmas, but we are unboxing our 12 Days of Christmas in July gift box. There is a new gift every day, and so I'm going to be sharing a project with each day's gift. So today is day one. We are unboxing the day one gift. Many of you participated and received your gift box of wrapped gifts and numbered gifts. Did you hold on? Did you wait for today, or did you open them all already? The videos are free for everyone to watch. So whether or not you got the gift box, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I hope that you have fun and feel inspired by the projects that I share over the next 12 days. This is a daily video series. Normally it will be at 1:00 p.m. Central Time. Today a little bit late because I just had some family stuff that didn't work out, but I'm really excited that you guys are here. Thank you for your patience. Bonnie says she hasn't opened her present. You're probably going to want to open it because I'm about to spoil the surprise, Bonnie. Are you ready? Let's open together. Our day one gift is quite large. It takes up a big chunk of the desk. Can you guys guess what day one is? Let's see your guesses in the comments. It's flat, it's large, and I told you what it was already. This is the one that I did tell you what it was going to be. And so our day one gift is... What's it stuck on? Oh, the very end right there. The day one gift is Floral Charm designer paper. You guys are right. It's a 12 by 12 designer paper. This one is brand new from the July 2025 online exclusives, and it is gorgeous. I'm not going to open this package. I'm going to keep it nice and whole, but this 12 by 12 paper includes double-sided designs with gorgeous, rich, regal colors like Berry Burst, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock. I love that. Some Timid Tiger. I'm seeing some Cajun Craze in there. Petal Pink. If you have Rich Raspberry, I think that's in there. It kind of looks like Berry Burst too, though. This double-sided paper includes beautiful hand-painted floral designs from Stampin Up concept artists, as well as these amazing watercolor floral images. The backgrounds, the B-sides, as I like to call them, have some great, just really rich, full body colors. This paper is absolutely stunning. And Cindy, you are right. This paper did coordinate with a paper pumpkin kit. It was from June. The June paper pumpkin kit called Full of Charm coordinated with this one. I still haven't put my kit together. It is actually right here on my floor near my desk where all of my undone projects are. The Full of Charm paper pumpkin kit did coordinate with this suite. So gorgeous if you're a paper pumpkin subscriber. Let's see, our next paper pumpkin. Oh my gosh, it looks really interesting. It's like, it's got flowers and a typewriter. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'll have to print an image and share it soon. But today we're focused on this designer paper. Now, you can get this designer paper if you didn't get your 12 Days of Christmas gift box. You can order it for yourself. And what better opportunity than today, which is the last day of free shipping. So if you got the designer paper and you want to get coordinating items, today's the day. If you didn't get any of it and you want to buy your own little 12 Days of Christmas present, then treat yourself. Treat yourself. Free shipping is on orders over $75. Now that's before tax and shipping, but after any rewards are applied. So make sure to get your order in by 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time tonight, Friday, July 25th, 2025. All right, so July online exclusives. I think I've got this linked up in the video description for you. We had new releases of stuff happening on July 1st. It's hard to keep up. I know. I feel like every month there's just something going on. There is a rhythm to it. Like, you know, I'm dancing. You can't see me, but there is a rhythm to this cycle. Every other month we're having new product release. And then the opposite month, we're seeing discounts added to the last chance list. So that means since we had new product in July, that means we're going to see new clearance racks discounts on last chance items in August. So specifically August 5th, which is 12 days from now. It will be our last 12 days of Christmas. We're going to have that last chance list. So be on the lookout for that. If you love a good deal, if you love discounts, raise your hand. I do too. Watch for that last chance list coming soon. And they're just kind of doing this literally every other month. There's going to be an update, some new items added, some new discounts added on previously put on the list last chance items. But this month we had new product, and that's what I'm showing you today is this new Floral Charm Suite. So among the July online exclusives, we had the Floral Charm Suite, the Painterly Pairs, the Spooky Suite, and then some other bundles and standalone items like stamp sets, the Sunflower embossing folder, lots of good new stuff. And this is all happening like between and in addition to printed catalogs. So we're going to see online exclusives every other month, and then the printed catalogs 3 times a year. So there is a lot going on, a lot of new stuff, but I love that Stampin' Up is just always keeping it fresh, always doing something. So online exclusives, if you want to download the printable flyer, I like having that to add to my catalogs. If you like to just shop online, then just head over to juliedavison.com/shop and you'll see all the new online exclusives, and you'll also take advantage of the free shipping. You can check out the last chance list, see what's on there right now. But today we're focusing on this Floral Charm Suite. Let me show you the other items that are sorry, we had a little blip. I had an alarm going off. This is not a normal time for the live, and so I don't know. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. We're in it. Charming Day bundle. Stamp set has some line art, floral images, and some great sayings. I love this one. Thanks for being you. We're going to use that one today because I have a few thank you cards to send, and I want to say thank you for the gift, but also for the amazing blessing of all of your friendships. It means so much to me. The other sentiments here: happy birthday. You made my day. Can't wait to see you again. And hey, what's up? It doesn't say what's up, it just says hey, but they have coordinating dies to go with the Charming Day, and these are beautiful. We have outline dies for the stamp images, and then we also have some really great detailed dies that have like these rose or flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers they are. There's like 2 different leaf ones, a long stem, looks like a rose to me, another little individual rose, and then this sort of bunch of flowers and leaves, and then the dies that die cut the stamp images. Then we've got more, and I love that you can do, if you like the whole suite, you can just do it with one item number. You can get also the gems. These are the Charming Shimmer Faceted dots. It has Petal Pink, Berry Burst, and Night of Navy, which coordinates beautifully with the designer paper. And then I'm on the fence, but coming around to the Petal Pink. It is like a braided jute. It's a really like thick and heavy ribbon. And so to me, this is sort of like a lay behind the label kind of ribbon or trim. I'm going to use it today. And so maybe I will inspire you a little bit. What is going on here? Did they just like, it looks like it's like tied, like 2 pieces were tied together or something. Anyway, so we're using the Charming Day stamp set, the Floral Charm designer paper, and we are going to do a one sheet wonder. I've got all my pieces piled up here. Okay, you got a sneak peek. I linked this up in the live chat for you. I also linked it in the video description. It is my 1, 2, 3 one sheet wonder template. Now I've used this template before for some other cards. I did like a World Card Making Day class where we cut apart like 6 sheets of the 6x6 paper. But today I'm just gonna do 1 sheet, but I'm gonna do 2 of them, like 2. I'm gonna cut it twice. I'm gonna cut 2 pieces. Anyway, I'm like talking in circles. I'm using this template to cut 2 pieces of designer paper that are the same. So I'm using the same patterns. I had a hard time. I really wanted to like mix and match a lot of these patterns. And I love them individually. And I love that the way that they pair like with their backside or with other B-sides, like those go so beautifully together. But I kind of found that the florals individually didn't necessarily coordinate with each other. Like I didn't really want to use those 2 together. And I love each page by itself, but I just didn't feel like they meshed together well. So we are going to use one of my favorite patterns, this one, and we're going to cut it twice for our 1 sheet wonder. Now, even though I'm using the Floral Charm designer paper, I hope that you will try this template and try these layouts with whatever you have at home, whether it's Floral Charm. Now, if you got your 12 Days of Christmas gift, you have that paper, and so you can make these cards. But if you don't, whatever designer paper you have, you're going to start with 2 6x6 sheets. So let's do that. We are making with our 2 6x6 sheets, we're going to make 5 cards. And so I have 5 card bases here. I'm using Cajun Craze. And then I just dumped them all over the place, but I did die cut ahead of time, 1 each of the detailed dies. So I've got the flowers, I've got the, oh my. Sorry, a little 52 pickup and my other little flower there. I cut some pieces of ribbon to go behind the punch shapes. I've got 2 different punch shapes. I'm so excited this one's finally back in stock, the To The Point punch. If you were looking at this one in the springtime and it was not available, it is back in stock, so you can add it to your order today. I'm also using the modern oval punch. Some of them I just felt like a longer punch was a little bit better, but you can use whatever punch you have at home and whatever images you have at home. You could also stamp and color images and cut them out. And my cards today are going to be kind of simple in the layering with the designer paper. I know some of you really like to layer your pieces, and so step up these cards, make them your own by adding extra layers or adding, you know, embossing folders, whatever you'd like. Cindy's asking about the dots. Are they low profile? Now we do have some low profile dots. For example, well, hold on. These come with the Painterly Pear Suite, and these are listed as low profile, and so they are very low profile. These are not as low profile as those. They are faceted. They do stick up a little bit. I would say they're kind of like a medium facet. It's not like we have some embellishments that are really chunky. It's not that big, but it's definitely not the flat low profile. So hopefully that answers your question. A medium profile. Oh yeah, speaking of, I feel like a squirrel. I'm just like boop, 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 all over the place, but I have so much excitement for what I'm gonna do. Let me show you the samples really quick of some other cards using the designer paper. I've shown you what we're gonna use for the template for the card. So let's just put that back aside and try not to dump it again. Okay. And so here are some other samples with the Floral Charm designer paper. This one I created with the Sunday stamping video. Mom and I featured this suite. I used pecan pie with berry burst, picking up the colors from the designer paper. Oh my gosh, I love everything about this card. I did a little stamping in the background, did a little coloring and die cutting, a little detail die cut there, some of the ribbon, another detail die cut in the background with very vanilla. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Then we've got this card from Debbie Beckler. I saw the Beck. Debbie Beckler, using one of my back pocket card layouts for her layout here with some designer paper. She's got Berry Burst paired with Blackberry Bliss. Heaven. It is so gorgeous, so regal. This card is one I did. I looked at it like I didn't know it was mine. I made this in I think a Thursday night stamp therapy video. I call it a fold back card because you kind of like fold it back. I don't know. It just kind of has fun panels featuring the different designer paper. This one using Timid Tiger with Berry Burst, and then a belly band with a perennial postage. Love that. I'll link that up to the video description. Same with the Sunday stamping if you would like to see more details on those. Here is another one, and I'm really excited. Did I include it in my ring? I didn't really advertise this well that I was going to do it, but I decided to make a back pocket card layout for the 12 days of Christmas. And so if you participated in the 12 days of Christmas, or if you're a team member, then you get a little back pocket card layout in your box. And so this was the layout here with the floral charm designer paper. And then the second one, the second sample uses the Kintsugi inspirations. So a special edition back pocket card layout for my 12 days of Christmas friends. And I have a waiting list right now for the 12 days of Christmas in July. So if you want to jump on and get on this waiting list, like do it right now today. I will send an invoice and do another little round here. So go to tinyurl.com/JulieGiftBox to get your 12 days of Christmas in July gift box. It's not too late. I'll open it back up just like today. So make sure that you do that. Yay, I'm so glad you love the paper. Pat, can I open the white envelope? Yes, please. Start opening the white envelope. That's where your back pocket card layout is, by the way. And it's just like a little letter. And then here, this last sample is from Barb Mulliken. She used the Damask embossing folder and the Charming Day stamp set to create her card. All right, so are you ready? I think you guys are really gonna love these cards. I had so much fun making them this afternoon. I will update the template document to include a picture of my cards. I literally just glued my samples together like 10 minutes before I went live. So I didn't have that quite ready, but I'll add to this document, which will be on the same link. So just go and refresh it later on today. I'm not gonna give you a promised time, but I will say before our video tomorrow, I will have the document updated. I don't even know. It's just been like one thing after another. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna cut. We got 2 sheets. We're gonna cut them the same. Technically, we could just cut them at the same time. I normally don't cut cardstock at the same time, but designer paper is pretty lightweight, so I think you could. I'm giving you permission. And if you don't want to, that's okay. You can cut one and then you can cut the second one. I call this template the 1, 2, 3 template because our cutting measurements are 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. So we have sort of these columns. So it's really easy to remember. So let's start with 1 inch. We're going to go down 1 inch. That's the first column. That's A. I was going to say number A. And then our second column is 2 inches. So we're going to cut it 2 inches. And that leaves 3 inches because we started with a 6 by 6 square. So 1, 2, 3. Now 1 inch we're going to leave as long strips like this. The 2 inch column we are going to cut at 4 inches. Creating 2 pieces, one that's 2 inches by 4 inches and one that is 2 inches by 2 inches. And because I cut 2 pieces of paper at the same time, I've got double, I've got 4. And then our last piece is the 3 inch piece. And so we're going to cut first at 3 inches so that we have a 3 by 3 square. And I mean, these are also a 3 by 3 square, but we're going to take and we're going to cut them at 1 inch and 1 inch. So we are going to cut them into 3 1 by 3 inch strips. Now, I know you're going to ask me about the direction of the designer paper. Which direction should it go? And I think this particular designer paper is sort of non-directional. Like, I think you could have it this way. I think you could have it that way. But I also think that the layouts that I'm making, if your designer paper runs the other direction, then just change the layout from a landscape to a portrait card and you'll be good. The point is just to have fun. We are going to mix and match these pieces to create 5 different cards. And just a reminder, I did cut 2 different sheets. And so I have 2 pieces of A, 2 Bs, 2 Cs, 2 Ds, and 6 Es. When I update the document, I'll include like sort of a card layout and I'll indicate I used piece A and piece D or, you know, whatever on the card so that you can mix and match if you want to create your cards exactly like mine. But my hope is that you kind of mix and match and just create your own cards with the pieces. Let's bring our card bases back in. And like I said, I am kind of keeping these a little bit simple. I have the die cut pieces, I have the ribbon, so I'm dressing it up a little bit, but I'm not adding a lot of layers, which you clearly could do. The other thing I did not do was to cut my white layers for the inside. So I'm going to go back later and I'm going to add a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch white cardstock in the middle of each card and do just some simple stamping on the inside. For our labels, for our sentiments, I have some of the ovals, some of the to the point, and I'm going to stamp the same thing on all of them just to make our card making go a little faster. When you're making your cards, you can customize them, you know, and do whatever you'd like. Oh, I was going to show you. I love this. This designer paper has some beautiful coordinating colors. So looking at the cardstock piece, we have Cajun Craze, Petal Pink, Mossy Meadow, and Pretty Peacock. And so I pulled out colors that I thought coordinated with the designer paper. And then as I thought about what I was going to do to layer, then I tried to narrow down the colors that I wanted to use for my card base. And I decided to add some die cuts with the Petal Pink, and also some Pretty Peacock die cuts. I could have used Mossy Meadow there, but the other side of the designer paper is Pretty Peacock. And so I decided that having some of the Pretty Peacock layers on Pretty Peacock cardstock was maybe blending in too much. So I'm not going to use Pretty Peacock for my card bases. I also could have used the Mossy Meadow, but I just felt like it was kind of dark. Looking at the Petal Pink, I decided with the die cut, I wanted a little more contrast there. And so I ended up deciding to use Cajun Craze for all of my card bases because I felt like all the colors just kind of meshed and popped really well on here. So of course, when you're making your cards, you can choose different card base colors, but I am using Cajun Craze for all 5 of the cards today. Pat's asking about the special gift. I don't want to give it away just yet. I think there's a few people who haven't gotten their boxes, so I will share the special bonus gift in another video. But yes, of course, you may start using it. Okay, I'm gonna do simple stamping. Like I said, this is Petal Pink or Petal Rose. I don't know. I used the French label probably because the other label was sometimes my labels get like bleached out from the light, I guess. I don't know. I have problems with Crumb Cake and Petal Pink seem to be the big ones because they're so light. So I'm just stamping kind of off the edge on the corner here with the Petal Pink. And this is the small flower from that set. I am choosing to do all the same sentiment as well, and I'm going to use Thanks for Being You. I'm going to do these in the Pretty Peacock. I don't know, I couldn't think of that name. And again, I debated whether or not to use like Cajun Craze for the words, but I decided that Pretty Peacock being a darker color, you know, with all the elements, that I liked that to kind of tie that back in. And I like the way that that contrasted with the other colors. Thanks for being you. I mean, those are so pretty on their own. Okay, we got our template, we got our pieces. I'm looking at my cards over here as my little cheat sheets. But I think before I start, I am gonna do the ribbon first and just kind of do these elements. Now, a lot of times when I'm making a lot of cards, I try to do, you know, like the same step at the same time, right? So like I'll stamp all my labels first, and then, you know, put the card together. I'll cut and score all my card bases together. I'll cut all the designer paper at the same time. And it just makes it a little faster when you're making lots of cards to kind of do those same steps together at the same time. So what I'm doing here is using my Tarrant tape to sort of tape that heavy twine to the back of the label. I'm going right in the middle. This ribbon is about, I want to guess 3 inches. It's closer to 4-inch strips of this petal pink ribbon. And so for all of these, I'm just going to kind of get them prepped and ready to go, which just makes putting our cards together a little faster. So happy to see you all here. It's so weird sometimes when I do these daily video series to be live, like in the middle of the day on a Friday, you know, or a Tuesday or a Monday. But it's so much fun and I love doing this. So the 12 days of Christmas, we do this in July, and then we also do it again in December. So if you didn't get a chance to participate and want to next time, then watch for the signups to come out in November. Usually I would say like early November-ish. I need one more ribbon. Actually, I only need 5. I guess I just had an extra punch, so I'll save that for another time. I'll put that back on my roll, and I'm going to prep these with some Stampin' Dimensionals while we're just getting them ready. So what are you doing on this Friday afternoon? I literally have been running around all day, bopping in and out and around, errands and drop-offs and pickups, appointments. I'm ready to just have a little sit. Have a little sit up. Actually, I need to work on my free shipping order so I can get that done. All right, our first card. Here's the other thing I do. When I'm making cards, a lot of times I lay out all my cards and then I glue them down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to lay out the cards with the pieces, and then we're going to glue them down. So looking back at our template, I'll use the letters because I'm going to add information to the sheet for you. So our first card is going to use A, and it's going to go across the bottom, and D, which is going to go kind of I love this layout. So we're going to do those pieces, and then we're going to bring in some of the die cuts. So we're going to bring these die cuts in like that, and then we'll add one of our little, which it doesn't matter which one, we'll add our little die cut there. So that is card number 1, and I'm going to put these aside and then bring them back into to tape down. Card number 2 is going to use, just going to pull from my pile. Okay. It's going to use one of letter B and one of letter E. So 2 of those, and this is going to be a portrait card. And I'm going to kind of put this a little off center, like over here. For this one, I'm going to use this nice tall die cut. I love that. And we'll bring in another oval. Or maybe the diamond. I like the oval. Okay. So that is going to kind of go across about a ½ inch from the bottom. And we're going to have that card like that. So that's card number 2. set this aside. I'll bring them back in and we'll glue them down. We're just laying things out for now. Our next card is going to use, let's use that other 2" by 4" piece. That's B. And we're going to, this is kind of similar. We're going to do the D 3 by 3 over the B 2 by 4. And for this one, we're going to use this die cut, and we'll do one of the pointy. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh, I just love these colors so much together. All right, our third card is going to use, let's do this one next. We're going to do another strip A, and then we've got 2 C's, the 2 squares. And so we're going to kind of layer them like that. For this one, I brought in the big die cut with a petal pink, and we'll do a to the point label punch. So pretty. So pretty. I forgot to say it early, but please, if you enjoy the 12 Days of Christmas video series, give this video a thumbs up. Our last one, we've got all these little E's left, and I've done this layout before, but I love it. It's just such an easy way to use up some scraps, and we're just going to kind of put our little strips of designer paper and angle them a little bit across the card. So we're using 5 of them there. And then we'll add our last greeting across the center. So we've got all of our cards laid out. This is how I do it when I'm by myself. I lay them all out and then I just bring them back and I glue them down. Because a lot of times I'm just thinking about like, oh, where do I want to put this piece? Where do I want to put that piece? And so sometimes I just have them, you know, like out here on my desk, and I'm like playing around at the same time and, you know, flipping around like, oh, I really want this piece over here. Oh, I've got an extra one of these little skinny pieces. What can I do with it? I can put it over here. So I just kind of, you know, mix and match, and then I glue down. The other thing that I was trying to do here is to balance all of the die cuts. And when I got ready for the video, I just die cut one of all of the detailed die cuts from this set. And so I just wanted to use like one of each. I didn't want to duplicate. I just wanted to keep it simple. So for most of my cards, I'm using the Stampin' Seal and the liquid glue for the die cuts, and then I'm adding the sentiment on with Stampin' Dimensionals, which I've already done ahead of time. So this is going to go in the center. Now I've got them out of order. I'm not sure if this is card 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but I will update that document for you and have pictures of all of them and layout so that you can see. And feel free to kind of do your own thing and mix it up and make, you know, use these pieces for your own layouts and kind of do your own thing. I love one sheet wonders because you can make a bunch of cards quickly and kind of customize it however you want. Some liquid glue to add that die cut that's in Pretty Peacock. And then we'll add that across, kind of down in the corner. Love that. Love that so much. We're going to add some bling and bling it up, but that's where we're at for now. Here's this card. We're going to start with the Stampin' Seal, and this is the one I'm kind of keeping over here on the right side, just mixing it up a little bit. I'm not afraid of white space. This space is Cajun Craze space, but I'm not afraid to have spaces on the card that aren't all filled up with stuff. And so I encourage you to try that a little bit more, to cut your layers a little bit smaller. They don't always have to be 4 by 5 1/4. Cut them a little smaller and play around with having them on one side or another and not always in the center. So like I said, I just kind of figured out these cards in the short time I had before the video started. But I love these layouts, and so I want to try them now with all of the designer paper because they're so pretty. And they're also like different. So I'll have to just make a whole bunch. I'll be stamping a whole stack of cards with these die cuts and just switching up the colors to match the different designer paper. I'm gonna flip those all over at once. That was a lot of adhesive. Okay, now if you are just joining the 12 days of Christmas in July, you're probably thinking like, this is not Christmas. And yes, so this is the kind of project that you're going to see this week. Not all one sheet wonders, but I just mean just a project that features the gift that I'm unboxing that day. So we're gonna kind of just give you some inspiration and some ideas to use the things that are in the box, and of course to use the things you have at home, because I know you guys have, especially designer paper. I know you got a lot of designer paper. Were you watching last night for my Thursday video? Thursday Night Stamp Therapy, I shared the diamond gatefold card. And this was another really great way to use like a big piece of designer paper. It uses a 5 1/4 by 12-inch piece. And so you get 2 cards from one sheet of designer paper. So this is another really great layout if you've got some extra floral charm designer paper that you want to use up after your one sheet wonder. That's kind of a fun layout to try. So check out that video from last night on July 24th, 2025. And I have the measurements for you in that video and the instructions to make that card. Card number 3, or wherever it was in the lineup, I forgot. And then we're gonna add, now this one is a little bit long because it is 6 inches, and so we're just gonna use scissors to cut it off the end, going about a 1/2 inch or so here from the side of the card fold. I always you probably have noticed if you watch my channel, I always like to make my cards flat. So I do score it before I get started. So it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 with a score line at 4 1/4. And so I'm working with that score line as my like, you know, canvas of the front of the card, but I like to do it flat because I feel like I can get things down straighter when it's flat, as opposed to folding the card. Then you know, it's kind of popping up and sometimes can throw me off a little bit. So I like to do my cards flat, and then I fold them at the end when I'm done. Kind of layering those squares, overlapping a little bit too. This die cut is large. It's kind of big, but that's okay because it's gorgeous. And it also makes up for, you know, the smaller pieces that we're using, these 2 by 2 pieces. So we're filling this space a little bit with the die cut. Now, can you make these cards without the die cuts? Absolutely. You can make them and just put the label on there for a clean and simple card. In fact, this one didn't have any die cuts on it, right? So totally make these your own. If you don't have the die cuts or the stamps, you know, find something similar in your collection, or layer it out differently. You could also cut out flowers from the designer paper and kind of make them pop out a little bit more. That's going to go across the center there. And our last card, which I think was our first one to start, we have the other long strip. This is the A strip, and so we're going to use the other side. Also, well, let's see, we want to go a little higher, I think. I'm going to go like 1 1/4 inches. That's a guesstimate. Should we see how close I am? What? Look at that! 1 1/4 inches. Oh, I am good. all of the years of measuring and cutting, I guess I have just learned how to eyeball those measurements. Okay, our 3 by 3 square. We're gonna angle it. If you don't want to angle it, you don't have to, but I like the angle on there. And then we're gonna use some liquid glue. Let's see, come on, liquid glue. There we go. And oh my gosh, these are so pretty. Thank you, Heather. We are going to add the die cut. I don't want to cover up the paper, so I'm kind of gonna come like up here in that white space, in that Cajun crease space, and then we'll add our punched and stamped and ribboned sentiment over here. Beautiful. Like I said, I am going to go back and add inside pieces for all of these cards, but you get the gist. There is the cards. We have to add some bling, and I got out several choices because I couldn't decide. The bling that's part of this suite is called Charming Shimmer Faceted Gems, has Petal Pink, Berry Burst, and Night of Navy, which is a different blue. So I was kind of not sure about them. Some of them, like, I think we could put some petal pink ones here and that would be good, but this one I feel like we need something that stands out against the designer paper. And so I got out a whole pile, here they are, a whole pile of options so you guys can help me vote. One option is the iridescent foil gems. These are kind of clear with like a sparkly gold in them. I thought that one was really pretty. So that's option number one. The flower accents from the Kintsugi Inspirations is a very yellow gold little accent, and those are kind of small. I thought that they would kind of pop out nicely. My very favorite, the brushed brass butterflies, I thought would be really pretty to kind of have the butterflies in there. So this one's number 3. I was trying to see if I had any like pretty peacock. I thought that would be nice, but I didn't find any. These are the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. So they're kind of a little bit more neutral. That one's number 4. I don't want to like not sell it, but the last one, also a favorite, is the antique pearls. I used these last night on the Extraordinary Flora cards that I made, and these are just really beautiful. They have sort of like a yellow, vanilla, basic beige tint to them. They are kind of low profile and neutral. I thought those would go well too. So we've got iridescent foil gems, the flower accents, the butterflies, the smoky slate pearls, and the antique. And we could, you are right, we could mix it up. We could put something on one and something on another. I am seeing some votes for the butterflies, and I do love me some butterflies. So let's start with butterflies. And if you guys want to do a different one on a different card, we can do that. But I'm seeing lots of butterflies. So let's add butterflies to this one. Nope, let's add butterflies. I don't know. This one. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that so much. So I kind of got 3, 1 on the label and 2 over there around the flower. And we're gonna need to open up the other here. I'm just seeing all butterflies. You guys just want butterflies on all of them? Let's do that. You can't go wrong with the butterflies. I got an extra package during the sweet sale because they were part of the Thoughtful Journey, was it, design sweet? I can't remember, but oh gosh, I just love them. And then this one. And over here. So sweet. I know, they are my favorite too, Cindy. And then over here, I really like having one on the label. Like, I think it's just such a lovely little focal point. Okay, here are all of our cards using the Floral Charm designer paper and the 1, 2, 3 One Sheet Wonder template. I hope that you feel inspired, whether you have this designer paper or another. I hope that you'll give these a try. And I hope if you enjoyed the video that you will give this video a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed it by subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. This is just day 1. We are going to be live every day for the next 12 days for the 12 Days of Christmas in July video series. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card making videos. We are going to unbox a new gift every day, and then I will share a project idea. Maybe not 5 cards every day, but I will share a project idea using the gift that we unwrap. So if you're interested in joining the 12 Days of Christmas, getting yourself a gift box, then check out that link, tinyurl.com/JulieGiftBox. I have a couple people on the waiting list, and I'll do another order. I think you're really going to love it. And thank you to everyone who has participated already. Thank you to everyone for watching live, watching on the replay. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time for day 2. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.